Saphinde satheleka thina nalo ilungelo lakho. Ukhumbule ukuthi sisagubha phela inyanga ebizwa i-World Consumer Rights Month, inyanga lapho sigubha amalungelo abathengi umhlaba wonke jikelele. Kanti ohlelweni lethu namhlanje sidingida zona ezenu indaba ezinipha ulwazi ngalokhu alisho uNhlanhla kaJali. Uyanibingelela ukuthi ukhumbule futhi nambukela ukuthi ungabamba iqhaza nangemva kwesikhathi ke I'll open up the lines nishayele ucingo, kodwa manje asihlale phezulu kodaba lethu. Mukeli i-credit life noma i-credit insurance ngumshwalense abathengi abawuthatha uma bevula izikweletu zabo ezitolo. Lo mshwalense ke usiza ngokuthi uma umthengi elahlekelwa umsebenzi noma engasakwazi ukusebenza ngenxa yokukhubazeka emva kokuvelelwa ingozi noma mhlambe afe, ungabe ke usasikhona sonke lesikweletu sakho ukuthi usikhokhe ngenxa phela yokuthi abathengi abanalo ulwazi ngalo mshwalense. Baye bezitholeke sebelandelwa yizinkampani eziqoqwa izikweletu zibasongela nokubafaka emabhukwini amnyama phecelezi ama black book, njengoba iproducer yethu yenzele luphando.
INingizimu Afrika ibalwa njengelinye lamazwe ahamba phambili kubeni nabathengi abahaqwe izikweletu. Uthenga izinto ezifana nemoto, impahla yasendlini kanye nama cellphones isikhathi esiningi kusuke kusetshenziswa isikweletu. Izibalo zakamuva zikhomba ukuthi abathengi basemzansi bakweleta izigidi zezindodla zemali, bacwila ku-1.7 trillion wamarandi. Kusuke kusekuhle kumnandi uma kukhithizwa uthengwa lokhu nalokhuya. Inkinga iqala uma umuntu engasakwazi ukukhokha ngenxa mhlawumbe yokulahlekelwa umsebenzi noma yokulimala. Abakwa Statistics South Africa bathi u27% wabantu bakuleli abasebenzi. Izinkampani ziyadiliza, umnotho uyantengantenga. Asithi ke udilizwa emsebenzini, usesenezikweletu okufuze uzikhokhele, wenze njani? Uyakwazi yini uthola usizo? Ukhona yini umthetho ongakuvikela? Uli Sobrati wakwa Credit Ombuds uthi yebo ungasizakala. Usizo umshwalense wesikweletu obizwa ngeCredit Life. Nokumshwalense okufuze ukwazi ukukusiza ukhokhele isikweletu izinyanga eziyishumi-nambili.
So it provides for a situation where a consumer falls either terminally ill, they become retrenched, or in an event where they actually there's a loss of life. So this credit life insurance. So it provides an avenue for consumers' account to be settled or for premiums to be paid up to a certain number of months in where they become unable to have employment.
Nakuba lo mshwalense ukhona nabathengi bawukhokhela, uLi uthi ngokwabo kwa-Credit Ombuds izibalo zibonisa ukuthi bancane kakhulu abathengi abaziyo ukuthi bayawukhokhela nanokuthi bangakwazi ukuthola imali kuwona.
Well, to put some perspective on the number of disputes received, what we have noted is that it's not a high figure. I mean, as an example, our last year's figure compared to the overall percentage, the number of credit life matters that we had received or disputes was 1%. So it's roughly around 400 disputes that we received.
Pho uma abathengi bekhokha umshwalense wesikweletu ngasinye abasithathayo, kungani bengakwazi ukusebenzisa lo mshwalense? Uli uthi inkinga izikhathi eziningi ukunganaki kwabathengi nokungachaziseleki kwabo uma bethatha ama-loans, imalimboleko noma bethenga ngesikweletu.
Some consumers aren't aware that they actually have it or that they may have it or how it works. But the National Credit Act does provide for full disclosure. So when a consumer when they do take an agreement, the service provider is compelled to inform them of the premiums payable, how it works, in what situations it will cover you and what you are covered for.
Sibuye savakashela ummeli wakwa-Legal and Tax uChantel Connier. uChantel uthi kubalekile ukuthi abathengi bazi ukuthi lo mshwalense ukhokha kuphela uma unawo nanokuthi unalo ilungelo lokuzifunela owakho umshwalense ozokwazi ukukhokhela isikweletu uma wena ungasakwazi.
It's basically insurance for where it's out of your control. It's not at your own fault. So if you resign, that's your own voluntary decision to resign. But if you retrench, that's not something that you foresaw. Or if you're in an accident, you're disabled. So anything that you did not make provision for, that is where the insurance comes in, because it's for security for unforeseen circumstances.
uChantel uqhubeka ngokuthi abathengi kufuze bangazibi, abaqiniseke ukuthi bayayazi yonke imigomo ngesikweletu abasifaka kuso.
One of your rights is that you can, when you apply for a loan, if you have existing insurance, you can say that you want to go with them. Or obviously you stay with the insurance that the creditor is going to provide you. Then one of the other rights is that basically now it's been a capped fee. So previously you would be overcharged a certain amount, but now it's a capped fee. So you get two different types of loans. So you get secured loans and you get unsecured. Unsecured is your short-term loans, like if it's a 6-month loan or credit card or credit provider like Edgar's for instance. So that is capped. It means that for every 1,000 Rand borrowed, they can only charge you about R4.50 per month for the insurance, okay? And when it comes to a secured loan, that means, say in the event of you defaulting, the bank will always have something to take back. That it comes to a mortgage loan, like a home loan. So for that, you have 2 to R2.50 for every 1,000 Rand that you borrow.
Ngokuya ngezibalo kuyabonisa ukuthi iningi labathengi bakuleli alazi ukuthi phezu kwesikweletu kungenzeka ukuthi kunomshwalense owukhokhelayo. Ngakho ke busisa uma uthatha imali imboleko noma uthenga ngesikweletu. Ungawashaya indiva amalungelo akho ngoba nakho uxakekile. Hlengiwe Shebambo, Yilungelo Lakho.
Siyabonga kakhulu ngalo mbiko esiwenzele nguHlengiwe Shebambo. Manje ukhuluma abanzi phela ngodaba lethu. Masamukele our guest today sina intokazi uSalem Gyafta ovela kwihhovisi lomxazululi wezinkinga zezikweletu phecelezi iCredit Ombuds Office. Sinawo Mr. Matthys Potgieter obuya kwimbutho iDebt Safe. Sinayo nentokazi uThulufelo de Hutso yena ke uvela kwi-Financial Planning Institute. Ladies and gents, what a pleasure. Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
All right, let's get to know each and every one of you. Matthys, it's your first time on air today. Tell us a bit about, your organization and what it is that you guys do.
We are an organization that's been in the industry for more than 10 years. We do debt counseling. So we help over-indebted South Africans to pay off their debt in a safe and secure manner over obviously a longer period of time. But what is most key of it is that it's underwritten by the National Credit Act, regulated by the National Credit Regulator, so everything is above board. But what consumers have to understand, it's not always an easy job. It's not always easy to go under debt review. It's sometimes a very hard process, and it's sometimes a long process. But the client always stays in control of their own debt review. We are the people that facilitate that process and make sure that it stays within the guidelines of what the NCA and NCR says it should be.
Matthys, do you have any relationship with the NCC there?
Well, we obviously refer to each other. We obviously refer to each other every now and then, because there's sometimes cases that we would not take on, where we'd actually say to the clients, rather go to the Ombudsman, because debt review is not going to be a program that will suit your needs. There's alternatives to go and have a look at.
Okay, all right. So let's get to know you a little bit. Wena uvela kwi-Financial Planning Institute. Osichazela abanzi into yazi ukuthi nina niyenzani lapho ukuthi nikhipha abantu ezikweletini.
As a Financial Planning Institute, Tina, into siyenzayo ukuthi sazise all South Africans about the value of financial planning. And it's abantu always thought ukuthi financial planning is only for abantu
abanemali. Yeah.
Kodwa kunjalo. Mongayibhekisisa, each and every person actually needs a financial planning, whether we noma just started your job. Financial planning is key.
Absolutely.
That's the only way you'll be able to manage your financial goals.
All right, Salem, wibonile inside ntokazi wena udinga introduction abantu balazi ihhovisi lakho, but awusichazele based on le insight oyibonile, do you think people actually have that knowledge when it comes to e-credit life insurance?
Isikhathi esiningi sisalisha sibonile ukuthi abantu abaninzi abayazi. So
And why is that, Salem? Whose fault is that?
I think ikabini le ndaba lena. Okokuqala xa sihamba thina siyovula ityala asibuzi kahle ukuthi lo 12 pages lo uthi mandimsayine kubhalwe ntoni apha. And okwesibini asihambe siyofunda ngoba even if so sayinile uthi okay ndiyasithatha esesikweletu esi unayo lanto okuthiwa i-cooling period ye-5 days apho uzakwazi uyofunda kakuhle ukuba yintoni le ndizingena kuyo xa besithi ndizawubhatala ezizavenge ngenyanga imali ethile ingxenye yesizavenge iyongena entweni le ingena kwityala le ingena kwinzala le ingena kwi-insurance asiyenzi thina lonto leyo.
No, we don't.
I think okwesibini also nalo usithengiselayo mhlawumbe naye uyayenza ama-highlights akhe ukuthi ukusho ukuthi uzobhatala so uzobhatala izinyanga ezinga but angangeni nzulu ukuthi by the way kunento ethile uma ulahlekelwe ngumsebenzi kwenzakala so uma kuthe kwenzakala so that's why ndithi ikabini lento but ekugqibeleni ityala ngelikabani ngelakho kubani umuntu one responsibility yokuthi afunde nguwe ngubani one responsibility ukuthi abuze nguwe. That's why abantu abaningi uyiphethe into uyayibhatala every month ngoba when you pay an installment akuthiwa u500 but the way ozamkhokhela ngakhona u500 uzokhupha u380 lana ukhupha u20 rand lana ukhupha u100 rand la umkhupha wonke la 500.
Yes, it
ibe
was.
isitolo esithi okay kulo 500 imali ethile iza ngapha imali ethile iza ngapha kanjalo kanjalo so siyakhokhela umuntu uyazi nje ukuthi okay ngizokhona ukukhokhela u500 ngizomkhokhela u72 months kuphelile lapho.
That's it.
And that is why uma sesifika kwinkinga asiyazi ukuthi sishone ngakuphi singena deeper into problems ngoba asinalwazi lokuthi actually mina ngicovered kufuna nje ukuthi ngaze sibona even kuma cases sisalisha afikayo ku office lethu le credit ombud umuntu uzofika khalaza ukuthi hayi ngibona nje isikweletu sami sikhuphuka. That's it. Akayazi umuntu ukuthi kahle kahle bekumele ukuthi uclaimile ku credit life. So we see the way in which they position their complaints and nezinto abazibhekile ukuthi
ulwazi kahle
ulwazi inkinga. Otherwise yona bayayithatha ama credit providers sometimes baya include ku agreement but umuntu akayazi ukuthi nginayo.
You know, Matthijs, please explain this conundrum for us. Salem says that it seems like generally the public does not understand what this credit life insurance is all about. Maybe just in your words, help educate us here. In simplest terms, what is this credit life insurance and who qualifies for it? Is it mandatory?
Every South African qualifies for credit life insurance, but you have to remember that the product is so structured that it is linked to credit, so it's linked to debt. So you can only have credit life insurance when you have a certain amount of debt. And that credit-linked insurance or credit life insurance is then a policy that will cover that debt in certain events. So the first event might be something unforeseen like retrenchment. So the standard in the industry is around about 6 months. We have a very personalized program, credit-linked insurance specifically for our clients, where we allow them 12 months.
Okay.
Because we've seen that it takes longer to find a job.
And your clients, Matthijs, when you say your clients, does one have to be permanently employed to qualify for credit life insurance?
Not, well, you obviously have to pay that installment. So you have to have a certain form of stable income to pay that credit life insurance.
Okay.
So some of the benefits will be obviously when you get retrenched, that certain payments gets paid that is part of that policy. That payments still happen while you're busy looking for another job. So it gives you that financial freedom, and also to make sure that you do not get blacklisted or that you get an impaired credit record. The second thing that is for temporary disability. So that happens sometimes. You're ill, life happens, and you still have to service your agreements.
Absolutely.
The other thing thing is death and permanent disability. So when that happens, the insured amount of debt that is under that policy will be paid off in full. So to not leave your loved ones in a worse off position. Because the unfortunate thing is, Alicia, life do happen.
That's true.
Although we say that life happens while we're making other plans, life actually happens.
Yeah.
And it's so important that we should also have a look at the fine print of those agreements.
You know what, we'll talk about the fine print just now, Mateus, because a lot of people, and we're always saying this on the show, people just don't read the fine print. All right, Bukeli Masibambe lapho sithi shalele ngaseyitolo indaba izoshisa after this, and I'll open up your lines and take your Facebook messages. It's all coming up here on Yilungelo Lakho. Don't go anywhere. Bukeli, welcome back. Uma ulahlekelwa ngumsebenzi unezikweletu, ungabe uyazi na ukuthi phela kwenzakalani kulezo zikweletu zakho? Isiza kanjani lento ebizwa i-credit insurance uma ngabe futhi wena unayo? Ivakashi zethu ikhona ke ukusiza ngalo lwazi. Usungasishayela ucingo la e-studio 0117146918 or 71469119. Ubambe iqhaza usithole ku Facebook nama ku Twitter. Let's take our very first caller. Uvuyelwa all the way from Orange Farm has been holding on the line. Sakwamukela Vuyelwa. Umbuzo noma umbono?
I-problem engingaba nayo and then enichazile lapho. Bengingathenga i-TV kwesinye isitoro sis. Mangithenga i-TV bese ngibhadele almost seyizophela i-account yakhona. So abaningi bami baba ne-problem la bengimuntu osebenza emakhishini. Babe ne-problem ukuthi bangangiholeli. Ngahamba ngaya lapho enyangeni yokuqala njengekandlulwa installment. Abazange bakwazi ukuthi bangichazisele ukuthi ngine-insurance engakhava leso sikweletu sami. And leso sikweletu besuka ku-11,000, sekusele less than 1.5. Bangidrayisa up until kuphele isikhathi sokuthi ngabe ngiclaimile ku-insurance. So nabo abantu abasebenza izitoro zethu yibo abasilimaza without ukuthi asinasikhathi sokuthi siyofunda lamaphepha asenzeni. But immediately ubheka i-system yakho ukuthi ngisuka kuphi ne-installment ngibhadele kanjani. Mangiza nge-complaint kufanele basitshele ukuthi ungenza into so in the meantime kuso.
Okay, wena sisivuyela abakutshelanga abakuchazelanga ngani ukuthi mhlawumbe isebenza kanjani le insurances?
Cha abasitshela abangitshelanga nanoma senje isitoro ngiyoreport ukuthi sengine-problem because into besengiyikhalela ngisuka ku-11,000 and now the balance yami sekuyi-1 point something. Sekufanele manje ngisuse leyo mali anginamali mangiya kubo bangirawundisa up until ngingasakwazi ukuthi ngiyoclaima isikhathi sokuthi angithi isikhathi sokuclaima ku-insurance sibekelwe.
Okay, Ntokazi.
Ureport ku-insurance within a certain time. Leso sikhathi mase siphelelwe sebeze bangitshela ukuthi ngabe uclaime ku-insurance manje senama-areas. Before ngiya lapho bengenama-areas. Mase kunama-areas ngizowafisa kanjani ama-areas ukuze ukuthi insurance ingisize. Kodwa ngidilekwe yibo.
Okay, all right, Ntokazi, siyabonga kakhulu. Let me ask my studio guest ukuthi bangakusiza yini. Wow, she's totally putting blame, Mateus, on the shop attendants. She feels that she wasn't explained to when she took the credit life insurance, and then she just found herself in arrears. But do you think this is the notion? So, Lovella, speak to this. Are these some of the cases and deal nazo on a regular basis?
I mean,
whereas Usalem has clearly said this thing goes both ways. Now, when njengomthengi, you have a responsibility.
Kanjalo, and mongayibhekisisa ukunga-understand, and I think that's where it comes in ukuthi ama documents need to be simplified.
Yeah.
And masithi simplified, asisho ukuthi yenza ama document abe like dumbing them down.
Yeah.
It's putting the core information ukuthi mina mangithenga, if I take on this credit insurance, what does it mean? When must I pay it? If I shortfall, when's Agalan? All those elements. And
also, how does it work? I'm sure a lot of people don't even know how it works.
Know how it works. And also, is the product that I need at that time? Nalo muntu ongcedisayo akathatha isikhathi sokuthi I explain. And I'm sure that's where we go into the Financial Planning Institute and says we need to educate people to understand in terms of not necessarily a product. The core element is the process. The information. How do we go about identifying Sis Alicia needs X product. Why did we get into that element? Is it because a product ehlali khona? I mean, I'm just chasing my sales as a salesperson, and I'm just putting numbers.
Because you never know umuntu make offerisha lezinto when you've already signed on the dotted line. I'd say, oh, by the way, we also have this, and you can pay an extra 30 rands for. You're gonna be sitting there like, ish, can I just quickly get this thing done? Which is wrong, though, Matthijs.
It's the trust, trust issue.
I think also speaking about World Consumer Rights Day that was last week, Thursday on the 15th, is to have a look at what is our rights as consumers in South Africa. And that is so important what you say about education. We need to be educated. But that is not only just the institution's responsibility to educate us, it is us as South Africans that need to start educating ourselves. One of the things that the NCA stipulated this year as part of their consumer rights clauses is saying that every agreement should be in as plain and simple language that you understand. So for that matter, we have 11 official languages in South Africa, which means that that credit provider needs to be able to supply you a credit agreement in one of those specific languages that you understand. So let's say, for instance, we are in a negotiation and you say that you are not comfortable with English, but you would like it in Tswana or Pedi or Zulu. I have to then supply that agreement to you in that specific language that you want, because as I said earlier on, the devil is in the details. So if I don't understand what I'm signing, how can I know?
You know, Matthijs, we heard this about this whole thing about literally demanding a contract in your language of choice. But Salam, is this really happening? Because I'm yet to see a contract in isiZulu.
Angayiboni, because besine case lapha Ombud whereby a consumer was-sign agreement
in English.
Okay. But akayazi ukuthi shukuthini. But in this particular case, a credit provider was aware ukuthi lo muntu lona akasikhuluma isingisi, so chances are akayazi lento ayisayinayo. Also too, I point kakavuyelwa. Ndiyafuna ukuthi kuye into yokuba besinayo icase yomthengi ofike ukuthi ebene disability whereby engakhona ukusebenza for isikhashanyana. Wahamba ukwenza ama arrangements.
This is temporary disability.
Yes. But lo muntu lona une credit life cover. But akayazi ukuthi isebenza kanjani. So wahamba ukwenza arrangements ukuthi manje kuba isimo sami sesichange ka so ngicela ukuthi ngikhokhele imali encane kunalebe ngikhokhela is-installment ke ukusho, instead of ukuclaima lapha ku credit life insurance. We understand that. But now, yes, abantu baya wenza ama arrangements. Omunye umuntu athi anginayo, omunye akayazi. Ahambe athi isimo sami sesichangeile manje ngicela ukuthi ngibhatale less than the installment amount esivumelene ngayo. Ama credit providers ayivuma leyo into. But ukhumbula ukuthi kwenzakalani kuma interest?
Iyanyuka, I'm sure.
Iyanyuka interest isikweleti sakho.
Siba longa futhi
But now here's the thing. Because thina sinalo ulwazi lokuthi kunento ekuthiwa yi-credit life insurance. Kulapho sikhonile ukuthi simsize uconsumer ukuthi hayi cha. Phela the reason why sinyuka is because azange uclaim. It is sikuncede ke ngeprocess yokuclaima kule credit life insurance. Ngoba iyakwazi ukuthi ikuncede ku at least u12 months, because kaloku i-certificate sakho sizawuthi ukuthi i-disability yakho ayikho permanent. Lonto isho ukuthi esikhathini ekameni kwesikhathi uzobuyela back to, therefore ukwazi ukuphinda usebenze ngoba abanye abantu abana form of income. So into abalulekile ukuthi if umuntu feels ukuba bandiqhathile apha khakho uyofuna apho unoncedwa khona. That's why kunama office ama-ombud. U-ombud ngumxazululi.
Salem, just hold that thought, because I want to ask you, Guti, are these typically the types of complaints odila ngawo, and what is the resolution ezoba fast for umbukeli? Umhlupheki kade bambile ucingo bandla mhlupheki all the way from Queenstown, Eastern Cape. Sakwamukela umbuzo noma umbono?
Umbuzo mama.
Kunjani bhuti?
Sikhona mama, njani?
Siphilile tata, go ahead with your question.
Le insurance yene credit, ntoni credit ngegama layo?
I-credit life insurance, dad.
ke ndibuza ke ngoku mna xa ungenatyala ne ungayijoyina nje le insurance ube nayo manje uzibhatalela nje wena uzuthi ka unengxaki ikuncede.
Okay, you know what, Tata Umhlupheki, because ngifuna uNancy kusisale makuchazele uvisise. Stay on the line akuchazele sisale talk to uTata ufuna ukuva uba isebenza njani this thing.
Tata Umhlupheki le insurance yetyala. Ayifani nezinye insurance whereby uthi hayi ngeye life okanye mhlambi xa ndikhubazekile okanye bakwenzeke into. That's why kuthiwa ikunceda xa uphelelwe ngumsebenzi, or rather ndibe kolhlobo ikunceda xa usangakwazi ukuba nengeniso, lento kuthiwa i-income ikunceda apho. So awukwazi uvela uyithathe nje izihambele iyodwa. Kodwa ndiyafuna ukuthi ke kukhona i-life policy ezinayo lento ufumanise uba kule policy yakho le ye-life iyayikhavara into yokuba xa uphelelwe ngumsebenzi. Uyayiva ke ngoku? So iba kwi-package ehlukileyo. Awukwazi kodwa uvele nje uthi hayi mna ndiyozithathela nje i-credit life cover ngoba awuna credit.
Okay, siyabonga kakhulu. Tsulo, do you want to add to that as well?
I think I think that's where we come in. In fact, you need to analyze what our needs are. He wants to be protected somehow.
Yes.
He could take income, abanye must be income protection insurance, abanye maybe is a salary package insurance, others it's retrenchment package. So it's different products, but what they do necessarily is that by the time ngakwazi ukusebenza, whether permanent disability, whether I go into retrenchment, that amount would help me in that situation. As we always say, with good financial planning, you're not planning now, you're also planning in the next, what happens tomorrow, what happens in the longer run of my financial goals.
All right, I hope uTata Umhlupheki ke uya understand about uba it does not act as a policy, but akhona ama products ahlukile that you can actually acquire, because it sounds like when awunasikweletu ungafuni ukuyifaka esikweletini tata. Please, I advise strongly against that. Okwamanje mbuyela siboleka ngasayitolo. We're coming back shortly after this. Bugeli, welcome back. What happens to your debts once you lose your job? How does the credit insurance that you took, Mautata e-loan, help? 011-714-6918 and 714-6919. Inamba lezo ongayithinta ukuthi uthole zonke lezo impendulo njengombongeni all the way from eCofimvaba. Nsizwa sakamukela umbuzo noma umbono.
Umbuzo sisi.
Qhubeka Nsizwa, kunjani?
Shekile bona njani?
Siyaphila Nsizwa, yambuza mbongeni.
Ngicela ubuza sisi manje, xa ubune debt counselor ubulibhatala imanager amatyala wakho, what happens xa uphelelwa ngumsebenzi ungasakwazi ubhatala la debt counselor ubulibhatala on a monthly basis? Ngaba kwenzeka ntoni? Ingaba le credit life iyakwazi ukungena kwi-cases debt counselor na?
All right, okay, bhuti Mbongeni, othi ngibuze nje mhlambe wena isimo sakho sinjani? Do you currently have i-credit life insurance ey'kweletini zakho? Or you not even aware ukuthi mhlambe unayo bhuti?
I'm not even aware because we pay only debt counselor on a monthly basis.
Oh, okay. All right, uyafuna ukumthatha very quickly, sir?
I think uzomela uMatthias amphendule.
Okay, Matthias, do you want to quickly address Mbongeni on the line there? He says, I mean, how does the credit life insurance actually help once you are kicked out of work or you lose your job?
Well, if you're specifically under debt review, or if you are currently a debt review client, what it helps you with is that it covers your monthly debt repayments within your debt review. Remember, the debt review goes through the court, which makes it a legal process. And you as a consumer of the debt review process need to honor that because it is a legal process. So that's where credit life insurance comes in, which assists you that yet again, if it's retrenchment, or we even have maternity benefit as well, that helps people to pay that debt repayments of their debt review so that they do not fall behind. Because what can happen, if you do not make your payments of your debt review, your creditors can go back and they can actually force cancel your debt review, which means that they can go back to the previous credit agreement and then they can take your car again and they can take your house again. So for a person under debt review, it is critical to have credit-linked insurance just to make sure that they cover that debt review repayments on a monthly basis so that their debt review stays intact, so that all their assets is secure and they have actually the fruit of the debt review program.
So it's actually quite beneficial for them.
It is very beneficial and it's actually quite crucial.
All right. Well, Putimbong, I hope he wasn't even aware if he has credit life insurance attached to his bills there. Let's look at your Facebook messages there. Usenzo Mgomezulu says, what if I lose my job and I can't afford to pay? I submit the letter that I'm not working anymore. What about his kweletu Sam? Tula?
I think one other thing which I understand, which once you enter your agreement, you're liable for that payment.
You're bound, yeah.
You're bound to it. And even if we are to the process, company in the process in terms of either retrench or they're going through some problems with companies of value. So you understand which is low process now for to the process. Number one, if in the I need to inform my credit providers.
Absolutely.
Said, this is a process. Take initiative.
Yeah.
Don't hide. Abanye benza and bavela thule. Ate iskweletu
abalekele nama private number.
Exactly. But kuleyo abanye abantu abangayi understand ukuthi kule bayibiza employee benefit. I-benefit yabo as employee. Futhi check an employer ukuthi are they covered in terms of the pension fund, the provident fund? It gets affected now. Abantu I understand. If you withdraw that provident fund, how can I reinvest? What can I pay in order to make sure we can cover a legal? So there's a lot of restructuring which and that's where you don't necessarily have to go and sit in a financial plan or
yeah.
Banks banai facility which you walk in there says I need to sit with somebody who can help me restructure my finances.
Okay.
We there as well offering it on free for a workshop basis where start a group which okay, you're going through this is how you need to be managing it. So there's a lot of help out there, but it's that education awareness yabantu.
Okay.
And we always say my employer, it's your responsibility as a company as well to afford ama employees with such benefits. We call them a risk benefit.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess bege futhi lapha ku Facebook ukuthi nithini, and then we'll answer those. Masisibuya ekefini. Umoletsane Patrick says, one of the big furniture stores gave me credit without asking for my payslip and bank statements, and I never signed any contract with them. They then delivered the goods without me knowing the installment. How did this happen? Now the installment is more than what I can afford, and now they're threatening to take my goods. One, do I have a leg to stand on in negotiating the installment I can afford, or they have the right to take the goods? I don't understand here. There's no credit agreement. So we're going to deal with that when we come back. Asive Memani says, I would like to know what happens to this insurance when you are finished paying your debt. They close that before I could finish reading it. We're going to take a quick ad break, and we're going to address those questions when we come back. Welcome back. Mbukela ukhumbula ukuthi nawe ungabamba iqhaza odabeni lethu ngokushaya ucingo khona manje 0117146918 or 7146919. Ngihleli la nosisi uSalem nontokazi uThulufelo and Mr Mateus from Debt Safe. Sidinga idalana ukuthi i-credit life insurance lento abakupha yona mhlambe mangabe uthatha isikweletu umbukeli isebenza kanjani futhi wena ungaclaima kanjani kuyona. But Philip siboke insizwa sekwamukela umbuzo noma umbona.
Mina ngiyabuza.
Buza nsizwa.
uPhilip okhulumayo.
Yebo baba.
Wasesibukeni. Nginenkinga la i-company yami ya liquidate last year August.
Yes.
Mawufanele ku-click imali, kwa-click igama lokuthi no the company is liquidated. Ngabiza igama le company?
Ungasichazela baba? Ungasichazela?
CMS merchandising.
Okay baba.
Wathola ukuthi manje khona manje ngigijimisa i-Provident Fund, ngigijimisa i-Land Service, ngigijimisa ne-UIF.
Okay.
Ngaya e-Randburg ngayolanda i-RG Trust CCA le liquidated company ama-office wakhona. Ngalanda le paper ngalimukisa e-Land UIF. Ngasuka futhi ngalimukisa nase-CCMA. Nakhona manje akakatholi nothing. Angithola ukufuna kwenziwa next angazi kwenzakala nene ishop engikweletayo ibalance yakhona ithi 1093.33 cent.
Okay, baba.
And bathi ngikhiphe every month 100 rand. Manje angisebenzi ngizokhipha kanjani i-company liquidated. And iminyaka yami khona manje yawuza it's 56. La ngiyakhona bangitshela ukuthi iminyaka bafuna 18 to upwards.
Okay, baba siyabonga kakhulu. Ithi ngibona ukuthi ama guest wami ngakusiza kanjani la Salem? Oh, Thulefele, do you understand inkinga yakhe lana?
So more big is inkinga yakhe. It starts from him asitshela ukuthi une in the funds he's covered in terms of his provident fund or pension fund. And only to find out the registration law process, iguphi, company, who did they register the and I'll say product, I'm using this word product loosely. The product, your provident fund, by illegals on which company, which service provider is offering that. So that's the first point of contact. Magane number, yellow provident fund. For ayugulo company, atigubo. This is my provident fund. I was paying through this company X, and that's when issue to employee benefits comes in. They should be paperwork. I told her from Msebenzini.
Oh yeah, Shoti, he took all these documents to the CCMA, but he's not winning.
But also, for Tapeg, is it offered by X service provider? I had directly to the X service provider, and the process your customer assist. Okay. Where they'll sit now, even if he goes to the local small branch here, the provident fund, this is how much I was paying towards this provident fund. Igupi, how do I get access to this money? My company has been liquidated. And from there, if Nayaga totally any luck, remember keep a record, whether when's the letter, no matter it's face to face, I document everything. If there's no help, the next step for you, we go to the phase ombuds.
Okay.
That's where he'll get most of the help, because on a track record, I've been trying to get my money. I've went to this place, they take me pillar to post.
And he's getting further into debt. He's sinking further into debt.
Because that money would have assisted him to close off certain debt. He could have taken some of the money and put it to a further retirement portfolio. Exactly. He's already passed the 55. Exactly. He's in that dilemma. And he's already in so much debt that the money that he had paid in order to assist in such circumstances are going to access to
So what's the next best plan of action for Ubaba Guti? What can he do? Are you able to listen to his case if there's another documents that is agate now go CCMA ewazisagnin?
I think njengoba seshilo usisi angithi ama ombuds ahlukile.
Yeah.
Thina sixazulula lezi nkinga lezi with ama credit agreements.
Okay.
I think njengoba usisi echile ukuthi kungcono ukuthi aye ku
You know, Matthijs, this is a new one. Like, I didn't anticipate this. If, for example, our previous caller says the company was liquidated and now he has no redress. He's been sent from pillar to post to try and go claim the funds that he was contributing to every month.
Yeah, and that's actually, as you said, I mean, that's funds that's owing to him.
Yeah.
So he has that money. He just needs to get his hands on it. And by almost, I think that what you said is to go to that specific institution where the Provident Fund is, to start to make contact over there. Because the problem is for a person like that, under debt review, we can't assist because there's no form of stable income. That is one of the key things. To assist a person that's over indebted, we can definitely help them.
But there needs to be money coming in.
A stable form of income so that we can restructure your credit agreements to a lower premium and to a lower rate, but there needs to be money coming in. That is one of the crucial things.
All right. You know, Tolo, is he able to call you guys in explanation?
Yeah, I'm contact.
Okay, because I'm worrying for Rubaba ukhulile kakhulu. Babu Philip, Baba, please ngicela ubashayele othulufale inamba zabo, they are on our screens. Bazozama ukuthi babukele udaba lakho babone ukuthi bangakusiza kanjani. Bukele, let's quickly take our final ad break. Bukele, it's our final segment. Time to take our final caller. Anonymous, all the way from Boksburg. Awuthi qaba sakwamukela umbuzo noma umbono.
Ngizunjani?
Siyaphila nsizunjani?
Ngiyaphila. Yazi into engifuna ukuyithola kahle la. Now under debit review ne.
Yebo nsizwa.
ngifuna ukwazi na uresignile kwenzakalani because kuba nama-situation emsebenzini bakubeka under like kuma-private company
yeah
kunama-situation happen behind the scene uthola ukuthi kuyi-pressure is a must to resign because nokuthi uziqotshwe sometimes kuba nalantu bangabikho easy uthola umsebenzi kwamanye amakhampani so ngifuna ukwazi nangabe uresign lo-annual debit review wenza njani and secondly
yebo but if uresign emsebenzini ufuna ungena kwi-debt review ukhokhele lezo ikweletu.
Yeah, so under debit review.
Okay.
And then we are resign because in our situation like uhlale under wona emsebenzini, understand?
Okay.
Wenza kanjani? Secondly, ngifuna ukwazi if une loan ebank,
yes.
But le bank uyazi kumele iphele bese ubhadala 800 a month or a week. But next week so sekutshela ngokuthi ubhadala 900. Following week so ubhadala 762. Ukuthi i-situation enjalo yenza njani because ngoba uthola ukuthi awusayazi noma bebhadalayo noma buza ukuthi kwenzakalani apha akekho umuntu okunika i-information straight.
Okay, all right, siyabonga kakhulu. Anonymous all the way from Boksburg. Matthys, he wants to know if you are under debt review and you've just resigned from work, is there any redress? Like, how do you then get out of that situation because you're still liable to pay those debts?
Well, the best way is to obviously go back to your debt counsellor and explain to them the process and see how you can wangle that. But first and foremost is try and find a new source of income as soon as possible. And I think we should address that is that any form of income is income.
Okay.
So,
so even if it's not the usual amount of whether you are getting 10,000,
exactly.
even if it's 500 rand here, 200 rand there.
Yes. So discuss that with your debt counsellor and see how you can work around this short-term plan. Don't see this as a long-term plan then, because it's your responsibility to honour those agreements. And the same comes for someone that's, for instance, takes freelancing, or that do not have a consistent salary that's coming in every month. The most important thing is it's your finances, it's your life, it's your responsibility, so you have to manage that. So if you get this month you get 10,000, the next month you only get 2,000, but you know that your expenses are 5,000 every month, you need to budget, you need to plan for it. The most important thing is and that's the thing that we see quite often and that I experience quite often speaking to South Africans about finances, is that they don't necessarily want to take control of their finances. They rather want to blame it on someone else. And I think that is the key thing that South African consumers need to understand. It's your responsibility. It's your finances. It's your life.
You know, thank you for that, Matthys. If you resign, don't you automatically lose benefits where you would get, whereas umuntu hlambe or retrenchiwe emsebenzini where you still going to get income?
Angithi lo mshwalense lona sisi it's meant ukuthi uma kwenzeke into ongayilindanga ngoba otherwise sonke ngesihamba sivula izikweletu eziningi uma sesiqeda lapho siresign imisebenzini icover. So it's only meant to if kwenzeke kunesimo lapho ongalindanga. So if wena uziyekela emsebenzini ngokwakho ayikukhavarish la insurance le.
Thank you. Nansi le point ekade silindile from the beginning of the show.
Into ebalulekile futhi abantu bazi ukuthi if uyekile emsebenzini ayikhavari futhi angithi i-credit life insurance xa beku retrenchile emsebenzini uyahamba ubanikezele retrenchment letter echazayo bakukhavare ke for ezinyanga. You know, while wena ukhangela umsebenzi. But if kukuthi mhlambi i-permanent disability isikweleto sakho siya batalwa settled. Yeah.
All right, so let's hear your last words. We've got about under a minute, and then Matthys, and then we can go.
I think Matthys already covered, in fact, people need to start taking responsibility of their finances. Whether it's putting together a simple budget, you know, have a budget tool.
Particularly laba bangenayo constant flow of income. Sikhuluma nani ma freelancers here.
Putting a budget, document your income and expenditures. Remember, if you don't manage your debt correctly, you will never get to save. And that's where savings comes in very clearly. If you don't budget, you end up spending more than what you earn. It's going to kill your whole financial plan.
All right.
And that's what we're saying, budget, budget, budget. That's key. And also one thing that you need to remember is that always have your back covered. And this is when it comes to your credit processes, whether you get a short-term insurance, whether you sit to somebody who will restructure. That's the key element here.
All right, Mateus, one final word. So would you advise the freelancers to take credit life insurance?
For sure.
Absolutely.
I would advise any person that's got outstanding credit or that's got debt to do investigate credit-linked insurance. Important as well is that it is your right to go and shop around. You don't have to take it with a certain institution that's offering you the loan.
Is actually telling you.
You can actually go and shop around. You just have to show proof that you have credit life insurance.
Thank you so much. Mbukeli niyazi-ke mese indaba ishisa kakhulu isikhathi sivane siphele. That is where we're going to leave it for today's program. Thank you so much for being with us. Let me also thank my studio guests for isikhathi sabo and also ukuthi babe khona bazophendula imibuzo yenu ebelikhuni. Mbukeli, do join us again next week Monday for another live consumer affairs discussion. From me, Alisha Ntombi Akajali. Nisale kahle till we meet again. Bye.